ended, by the way.
Yeah. Well, rip.
Other music has stopped.
Hasn't ended for me.
Well, we're live. So
Goodbye, music, we knew you all.
how you wish to interpret that is up to you. Don't say I didn't warn you. Also, hi.
That's people's problems. I know who's watching. It's theirs problems.
Who's watching? People's. I see people. They may also be lurking, so it'd be rude for me to say. But hello, people.
I mean, I'm probably in the chat, but that's just because I've got the chat up so that I can see the chat. So Twitch probably is like, oh, you're in the chat.
No, hello. Some abstract scribble. We got already some exciting pose stuff going on there, and an entire cryptid.
Yeah, the bear just like tosses that one.
They're in a good mood.
Bear is just joining in on the drawing cat brigade that we seem to have fallen into for stream starts. Definition of cat.
Yeah.
I mean, I think cat it hisses.
It's a low road. It's fine. Well, you would have thought, however long we've been doing this, I would have prepared some.
What did you write down this week?
Dagesh in Diana's dress. That's what I've written down this week. I don't know. I can't remember why exactly.
I'm going to assume not literally her dress on account of the fact that I don't think he would fit in it.
Yeah.
But, like,
yeah. What? No, I don't want. What? My computer just went, hey, do you want an on-screen keyboard? Like, no. I have a keyboard.
I feel like the answer to do you want an on-screen keyboard is always no.
I mean, it has been yes for me before, but that's usually cases where it's like, my keyboard is fucked up. Hold on, let me get the on-screen keyboard so that I can click through things and figure out what's going on. But yeah, the only time I'm really using a on-screen keyboard is if it's a tablet.
What pose do
stuff to draw?
Also references. Yeah, find myself what guess you look like. I should also get a reference.
Yeah, I'm also getting the on-screen keyboard. It's fucking...
It's spreading!
It's spreading! How'd you do that?
I don't know! If I knew that, I would have avoided it.
I didn't even do it. Stop! Go away! Right. I think things to draw. What are things?
What are things?
What are things? I don't fucking know. I've been listening to the same song on loop the entire day. It's been that kind of day.
That's fair. What was your song? Was it
I
Honkai?
had a whole concert to listen to, and instead I listened to one song on repeat.
I mean, rude.
Yeah, it happens. Sometimes the music catches you. And you're just
Yeah.
like, that'll do.
That will do.
Thank you for delivering me the one thing. Pause
Thank
this.
you for delivering me a song about bathing.
Oh, that one.
It's really catchy. It's a bop is the thing, I can't lie. It's just also a really weird song. I believe
Hello!
someone just, like, made that song for the lulz at, like, a previous Honkai event, and now it's in the fucking official concert. The stupidest little video, and it's wonderful.
Excellent. Hello, hope you have a lovely luck.
Have good luck.
Yeah, that sounds right. But I mean, also there's plenty of things out there where it's like, here's a joke thing, and it's like, okay, but can you actually just do that because that's funny?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what happened, because it's very... It's pretty out of tune with the rest of the concert, which just makes it funnier.
Well, because like Valheim keeps doing that every time they go through. It's like, here's our April update, and it's like it's the April 1st April Fool's update. Every single time they do it, I'm just kind of like, but what if I want to fight the deer on two legs that will box you in the face? Can we just have that be an enemy in here now? I want to fight the two-legged deer. Give me the buff deer.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel any better, Cheap, it wasn't today, but it was, I think, last week. I was watching someone play Paper Mario Sticker Star, which, as far as I can tell, is dreadful. But there's a boss in that, and I paused the VOD to look up the boss music for that boss, and then I listened to that boss music for 3 hours. So it's a thing.
No, that's valid.
If anyone wants to look up the Sticker Star music for Goopa Blooper, I believe. I recommend both.
Sounds perfectly reasonable.
I recommend both the clean version and the in-game version, because the boss claps along to it. It's great.
Perfect.
The boss is part of the percussion of the song. It's great. Unfortunately, they're slightly out of time. It was annoying. Other than
Now, the next question is that on purpose or on accident?
knowing the rest of the game, probably an accident. Yeah, that was the first time in a while I just listened to a piece of music from a game and went, oh, I just want to learn how to play it. Just pick up the nearest instrument. It was good time. Everyone learn an instrument. Grab a kazoo.
That's a lot to ask from me. To just learn an instrument.
Kazoo is as complicated as humming. Literally, you
Like,
humming. So.
that's assuming a lot about me being able to hum in tune with something.
I didn't say anything about being in tune. The kazoo should never be played in tune. A kazoo that's in tune would sound really weird. It's got to be all over the place. That's the nature of a kazoo.
Yeah, I feel like kazoo and in tune are like mutually exclusive states of being.
No one's kazooing and chewing. Hang on, if I did this less cartoonish, can it be my Tidday? Then again, I don't want to fall rabbit hole of reptilian humanoids have tids.
The answer is yes.
I mean, should a blank have tids? The answer's always yes.
Depends on what audience. It depends on what audience you're wanting to attract.
And Jeeb is entitled to say that about everything.
Yes, and what's your problem there?
Jeeb, the way you've reacted to my last two drawings, I don't think you're in any position to make judgment calls on who can and can't admire Tid. Part of kazoo mastery is lack thereof. That is the perfect definition of how to play a kazoo. I should have brushed. Because now this is the mess. I guess you also have heels? Yes, it's part of the outfit.
Although speaking of drawings, hilariously, when you posted here's some stuff with Jan, ignore the extremities, my first thought was, yeah, I've been ignoring the noses, and then I went, wait a minute.
I mean, if you want it to look more like Jan, do ignore the nose. But no, that was just because the hands and feet were wonky. For reference, for anyone else, we're doing a little thing where we're practicing some anatomy, focusing on one part of the anatomy in particular. Sharing doodles, and I've been doodling some of my characters. Or rather, getting references of characters with similar bodies, or people with similar bodies to my characters, and superimposing my character on the sketch thereof. And people have been enjoying. And by people, I mean mainly Beth. Getting very excited.
Extremely excited.
Yes, purely academically.
Mm-hmm. Sure. We believe that.
I mean, you'll notice, Bear, that none of us are stopping you.
Yeah. I don't know why I tried to stop you. That's on you, honestly. I mean,
What do people draw? Is that Bath Lad?
it's Bath Lad.
More ducks.
Dr. Ratio.
Oh. I know that one. I didn't recognize him without the mask.
No, that's fair.
Ironically, given the point. Oh, hello.
See.
I mean, I wouldn't expect you to, like, know Dr. Ratio without the mask, because without the mask, he looks like anime pretty boy, so.
It's true of most of the characters, to be fair.
Exactly, that's why I wouldn't expect you to. I know, because I played a game.
I do have a little embarrassing case of anime face blind. They really do all look the same to me.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of them do. And especially with games like this where it's like, you guys have the same body type and the same face. We've just given you different clothes and hair. That's about it.
Yeah. It's, well... yeah, it's a, like, I won't lie and say that Honkai and, like, other, games from, Playverse, the developers are, like, good at this thing. They're not. They're really bad at this thing.
Yeah. And, like, part of it is a little understandable, because if you're using 3D models, it's like, okay, cool, we'd like to not have to rig a billion different 3D models, so let's just use the same two and stick different paint on them.
I mean, speaking
But
of
also,
someone who's done a bit of rigging before,
it does mean your characters will look more the same.
You can have characters of different body shapes with the same underlying animation rig. You might have to be careful
Yeah.
of a little bit of clipping here and there, but generally speaking, it's going to be more difficult to make like a character with really long legs with the same rig. But just
I mean, like, they do have, if you look at the models in game, they are of like varying heights at the very least.
height's easy.
Heights, so they have done that, and there are
Scale.
like some slight body like differences between the characters, but generally, especially if you like just look at them at like a glance as like you guys do, you won't notice any difference.
Okay. Crown ended up with a key. Oh yeah, that's not quite right, but it's okay.
But yeah, Hoyoverse is also just generally very bad at anything when it comes to diversity.
Hello, Kiro.
Hi, Kira.
Speaking of diversity, we talking about our Tidday shenanigans. We spent some time looking at some weird websites, looking for references, and their strange definitions of things like chubby.
Yeah.
Which, as far as we can tell, is anything not skeletal.
Same like definition as in Honkai.
Yeah. But I was trying to think of like characters that I could draw for this, and so I was trying to find people who were sort of similar to it. And I went through like several of the websites that we have for references, and it suddenly occurred to me as I was going through, I was like, these are almost all of these models are white.
Yeah.
I could not for the life of me find a non-white model. And it's like
I mean, I know.
I'm sure they
I know
exist.
Senshi Stock has a couple of models who are not white people. But yeah, it's very white out there.
Yeah, usually it's very white.
I know I'm not, the best person to be championing diversity as yet another bearded white man on the internet. But
No, I totally
you're
get
offering
it.
art reference.
Yeah. And I get it when it's like, a couple people who just like decided to do this, but if it's a company that's offering it, I'm just like, where's your people?
Are you
Where are
incapable
they?
of hiring folks? Like, yeah. Yeah, no. With the early Senshi Stock stuff, it's sort of understandable that it's like 3 people, because I get the feeling that with a Dorka Stalker, initially they called Senshi Stock, it was a gal, her husband, and like 2 friends of theirs setting up weird rigs and taking pictures.
Yeah. And that's cool. Like, appreciative of everything they've, but at the same time.
But yeah, after a while, it becomes that if you are a official entity, like, well, maybe not official entity, a larger, more company thing, it's like, do y'all not know how to hire folks? Like,
Also, I just
surely.
Like well, apparently, surely not. I'd also like to point out the Bears comment there of like, it's good to point it out, whoever you are. It can be read as, it's good to point it out regardless of your own race or whatever. But initially I read that as, it's good to point it out, whoever you are. Who are you again?
Whoever you are, I don't think we've mess.
Who's talking?
Who are you again?
Bear is suffering from amnesia
Oh no.
from all the gay art.
Put on clothes and immediately became a different person.
Oh no, what have we done?
Oh no! You did that thing where it's like I've swapped out my glasses frames and now nobody recognizes my face.
The nails, I don't recognize anyone else because now they can see it. Easily confused. Life's more fun though.
It's like when my dad shaved his beard off so that he could go into a hospital room and not have to worry about getting masks that would fit over his face, and I just sort of took a double take because, boy howdy, it had been a long time since I'd seen him without a full beard. And it was really weird.
Go away, keyboard. Who's it doing this?
It's really a curse today. I've never noticed it before like this. What happened?
There's been a
Did they
Windows
update? Like what? Stop.
That's that. Oh, did I say hi? Oh, brain. Sunday brain. Yeah, cat's too tired for. That's good. We're here for chill. Speaking of, what's been chilling? Ooh.
What's been chilling?
Chills.
Well, you know, bears being bear. And cats being cat.
Just. What can be said that hasn't already?
Yeah. It's great. It's amazing. It's what the fuck? How did you do that?
You look away, you look back, and there's a whole ass spine.
I don't know who this little friend is, but
And I drew a little guy with a rubber duck on his head.
heck yeah. Reading metaphysical batting theory? Bathing.
Bathing.
Bathing, not batting. Not
It's
into,
what the song is called.
not into philosophical cricket. Metaphysical bathing theory. Okay. Yep. That's yeah.
Medical physical bathing theory. It's Dr. Ratio, okay.
Dr. Ratio. And that on top is Doctory.
Reminds me of to send like a video to the because there's a new character in the game who's also like a teacher of some sort. And the difference between, because Dr. Ratio also a professor for those who didn't know or forgot, and the difference between personalities is very stark. Because the new guy is very much good, like, oh, you have questions, let me help you, I'll stay here until I've answered them all. And then Dr. Ratio comes about and is like, it's hard to explain the concept of idiocy to an idiot.
Damn.
I mean,
Well,
sometimes the difference between a teacher and a doctor, that is.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's clearly one of these has a teaching position and the other one has a research position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Ratio is a reader. The other one is a lecturer.
Very much so.
Like I've dealt with folks on both ends of that, or have had to overhear people who are dealing with folks on both ends of that. That one of the other students in one of my grad classes this semester is a does teach at the university that we're going at, and I've gotten to overhear some very interesting conversations about some of the other math instructors she's working with, and every time I hear them, I'm just kind of like, what? They let these people around undergraduates? What?
I don't know why. I feel like I mentioned this a lot. Feel free to kick me if I've said it a lot. But there was a lecturer at my university, Lenoir. He was French, and he always seemed sort of very like no nonsense. You know, you're out of compulsory education at this point now. You can take it seriously. You've chosen to be here. You're going to do it properly. And during my second year, I think we had his lecture of 9 o'clock till 11 o'clock Monday morning. And I thought, he's done that deliberately. He's done that to get these people out of bed on a Monday morning. Just to sort of go like, yeah, you're doing it properly now. Anyway, cut to like 5 weeks in. We're all sitting there. He's late. And he turns up like 10 minutes late, walks through and goes, this is not the time to be doing maths. Monday morning, you should not be doing maths this early on a Monday morning. And it's like, okay. Evidently, I was wrong.
That's very much he didn't plan this. He drew the short straw.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I judged you wrong.
Yeah, we technically have class sessions that can start at 8 o'clock in the morning. A lot of people avoid them like the plague. But because of various things happening in our schedule they were like, oh, we're going to refresh your schedule and we're going to do it mostly without you doing your stuff, which has resulted in a lot of hot nonsense. But one of the things where it's like, okay, yes, technically that's feasible, but no one's going to like it. One of the advanced physics classes is at 8 o'clock in the morning next fall.
Yay.
And I don't think anyone's going to like that. Up to and including the guy who's teaching the class. Though to be perfectly honest, it wouldn't surprise me if he was just on campus before the class started, because he's someone where, like, I will sometimes... There was one Saturday when I was swinging by school to just pick something up out of my office because I forgot it at home. And I have keys to the building, so it's no big deal. So I was walking into the building, going to get the stuff, walking down the hallway, and his door is open and the light is on and he's in his office doing stuff. And I'm like, sir, you have a wife and cats. Why are you here?
No, not the cats.
I know why I'm here. Why are you here?
Don't neglect the cat.
But yeah, 8 o'clock in the morning, not a very popular time slot.
No. That's why he has a wife, so the cat doesn't get lonely. That's an interesting reason. Wife needed to look after cats.
I mean, wife is also a teacher, so...
Then who's looking after the cat?
He's physics, she's music, and... It was confusing to me until I learned that he does percussion. He just hasn't in a while. Because, you know, physics.
I did a course on the mathematics of music in my 3rd year undergraduate. It was fun. I did Gelatny patterns. The waves propagate along membranes of a drum. The surface of a violin. It was cool. The lecturer was a pianist. And a mathematician. That's fine. If they were just a random pianist, it would have been quite old.
Just a pianist.
I mean,
you know, classic
you
pianist things.
I work at a liberal arts school, and we have people who have... It's like, oh, this part of your background is understandable. This part of your background is more confusing. So, like, we've got... Now, some of them, it's like, okay, this is at least tangentially related, so it's understandable. So, like, we've got a chemist who sort of tripped into a math and physics minor in undergraduate because he just kept taking math and physics classes because he found them neat. So while he does teach chemistry classes, he keeps getting put into the chemistry classes that are much more math and physics heavy because he finds them neat and everyone else doesn't want to do them. So, like, that's at least a little understandable. Those are fields where it's like, oh, you have to take a bit of this anyway, and so he just took more. But then we've also got a philosophy and religious studies guy whose undergraduate was in biology, and apparently did some biology stuff in grad school as well, and it's like, wait a minute, how did you get from there to here?
I mean, I can't talk. I'm an illustrator with a maths PhD.
Yeah. Oh, and then we've also got the one biologist who also did a whole bunch of stuff in astronomy, and I'm like, that's the opposite direction of where your things are.
Hey, they like looking up and down. If you're constantly looking in one direction, your neck's gonna go, right? They spend too much time hunching over microscopes, and they're like, you should look up every now and then. Okay. Hey, Chib, what's Nagesh's leg pants?
Gesh's leg pattern?
I don't know if you've ever had to draw them. Probably, but...
I don't think I have drawn them.
Wait, no,
I think he's usually wearing pants.
Hang on.
And yes, Christy, I did say liberal arts school. And to be honest, it probably is the same 7 liberal arts that are mentioned in The Witcher.
It all comes back to the Witcher.
All Witcher.
Oh, sorry, just cycling back just very quickly. Since Bear's here, I feel like I should mention this. The pianist slash maths professor who was teaching me about maths and music, she was A, Australian, and B, mad as a box of frogs. Just thought I'd point out.
I mean, I know enough mathematicians to know that that's sort of the default state.
Yeah.
And Durgesh usually wearing pants.
Because you did the one with Dagesh and Rue, like the pin-up-y one, right?
Did.
I'm trying to find.
Yes. That's ages ago.
Yeah. The design might have changed a bit.
That's
since then.
years ago. God. Don't look at that. I'll look at it and I'll tell you.
Oh, found it.
No,
Yes, it's got
don't look at it.
It's got bands. Like the legs cut off above, so anything can happen.
Yeah. Whatever you feel like, man.
Also, Dagesh was buff. Dagesh
Yeah,
had a six-pack.
he was buff. In the beginning. And now him chunky.
Him, the big bean. Him, hug him. And also fancy.
Like, it is my prerogative to, every time I draw Gashi, him become chunkier. That is just what happens.
Oh, I'm excited. Him seen milk. Man is a boxer frog. I have a pugilist frog character. Whose name is either Sal or Ag. Was trying to think. Did Dagesh go to that house that Lewis cleaned up today with all the milk scattered everywhere?
Just stole all the milk right after Lewis left, came in, and took all the milk.
I mean, the people who lived there aren't going to be drinking it. Why let it go to waste?
Exactly.
Appreciate the use of the past tense.
Well, they're not alive there anymore. And, on account of all the jam spilling.
The jam. Not the jam.
Not the jam! Right, what do I do?
I don't even think Bear knows who Durkash is.
Well, here are the 2 drawings that you need to understand again. Funny enough, Ruin Dagesh were going to be in the next drawing I did for my style, which I will eventually get around to doing, because I'm looking forward. He says 6 after I should have done it. They found out the backstory. That was Starfinder?
Yes. First RPG Chib ever played.
Oh.
Ever. Which then got cancelled,
As is the fate of many an RPG.
As is the fate of many an RPG. I don't like the way I've done this. So back to the drawing board we go.
That's the stream.
What?
We're on a drawing board. That's the point of the stream.
I don't think that's true.
What have I been doing then?
I don't know.
Have you all been playing Mario without me?
Yes.
I mean, I stuck around after stream to clean up a few things, but that was mostly to make sure that everything that was being worked on got finished and stuck in a box.
Alright.
And also, I looked later. Turns out there's at least 3 different kinds of dark pit in the hole type areas. And the other 2 have items that are going to be more useful for us to try and get. So,
More useful than hash?
oops. Well, I mean, yeah, that's useful, but, we can grow more hash. But, that's also one of the locations for getting the sunstones. And, mithril.
Oh. We need...
And, that we can't just grow in a box at home.
Hang on a minute, we have to go down into the deep dark pit to get sunstone.
Apparently.
Nothing's more useful than hash. Go get comf.
Yeah, we can easily grow mushrooms, and the next time we get on, we're going to have so many mushrooms, because basically I took out one of the sun lamps, and so we've got a whole area of garden plots that are growing mushrooms.
Now I've got to look up reference character.
Yeah.
Oh, I got jump
I
scared.
mean, the fun thing is, Cheeb, like, both the buff Durgesh and the Tumby Durgesh could both be canon, because a lot of the time when you see, like, the bodybuilders where you can, like, count all of their abs, they're a bit dehydrated and malnourished. So it could just be that it's like, right, that's how he was straight out of whatever space military, and now that it's like, cool, now he can, like, eat cake, and now we've got a layer of fat on top of that muscle, so more like weightlifter.
That's the other complaint I have with trying to find good references, is finding strong people who aren't shrink wrap.
Yeah, that's a problem. If you can count their muscles, they need to drink some water and, like, eat a sandwich or 5.
Happens to the best of us. Eating a sandwich or 5.
Preference is to just eat one sandwich, but it also depends on the size of the sandwich. Because if it's like a regular size sandwich made with, like, sensibly sized slices of bread, then it's like, yes, just one sandwich. But also, I've been to way too many little things where it's like, oh, here's your little finger food, and it's like a sandwich that's like 2 bites large at best. And by sandwich, I usually mean 2 pieces of white bread with all of two small pieces of white bread that was clearly cut from a larger piece of white bread and does not have the crust on it, but has some weird filling in the middle that is questionably identifiable. I think there's a fancy word for that sort of thing, but it's French and I don't care.
That's fair. Humby.
They get too busy thinking about the milk to realize there are some handsy cryptids going after the tummy.
No, Gashi would never notice. Gashi noticing things? Doubt.
Yeah. I thought if Cheeb's first RPG character was going to be Diana, then my first RPG character is going to be 47. In the worst possible recruitment program ever.
I mean, long, proud tradition of XPs in various RPGs.
To be fair, one of my original ideas for this character was that they were somebody who was very worried about safety and security, and so they were a locksmith, but I'm sure people had good luck. One of my original ideas was that they would, at night, walk around finding people with bad locks, breaking into their house, and leaving a note saying, "You should get better luck."
Perfect. I see
That's
nothing wrong with that.
really funny, actually. Like lockpicking lawyer.
Yeah. It's fine and normal.
I mean, I feel like in Dishonored, if you're just someone who's like a serial going through people's locks and then telling them, hey, your lock sucks, that's like pretty low on the weird scale.
Oh yeah, in the Dishonored universe, absolutely. It is worth bearing in mind that this was the campaign that brought us both Brad and Fred.
Yeah, fair.
And was also, just to wrap things in a nice little bow, Cheap's first RPG that they ran, I believe.
RPG before that. And I've never done it again.
Well, ooh, that's not true.
What?
I mean, you. I'm wondering if you could argue that you haven't run an RPG all the way through, because we keep finding problems with the systems and changing them.
Yeah.
Jeep has a habit of improving RPG systems.
And
I
the
mean,
RPGs I run
personally-
have a habit of being bad. That's the problem.
Did the second one all the way through. We changed combat, right? When we got to the Cheeb's OC Aurelia's manor. And there was combat, and it was like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but like, I don't think I've been in a single campaign, long or short, where we didn't end up homebrewing something. So, like, to me, that's just sort of standard tabletop fare. Especially if you care more about, like, doing something interesting with the story versus strictly following the rules of combat. So, like, I'd still consider it the same game, even if it's like, okay, cool, retcon, we're doing these battle mechanics differently now. But that might just be because I've been in way too many tabletop games where it's like, hey, we're fucking around with something new expect something different to happen next week.
Yeah. I mean, the one we're on at the moment, we literally completely changed system recently, and it's great.
Yeah. It's actually fun.
We're still getting our head around combat, because it turns out if you keep rolling 4s, not a lot happens.
Yeah, that...
We're about to die.
There were like 5 nat 20 rolls, and then the rest of the session was just 5s.
Yeah,
It
2
was
combat
honestly
encounters.
impressive.
2 combat encounters. First one was just like all like 15 plus, mostly nat 20, and the next one was nothing above 7.
See,
All
and this
things.
is why tabletop RPGs devolve into Looney Tunes nonsense.
Yeah. Apparently, it's not a game, it's not an RPG I run without enemies accidentally knocking each other in the face.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
Yeah.
It's fine. That just happens sometimes. That's what happens when you get minions that aren't part of the Minions Union. Low quality.
Oh, Vault Guardian. Yeah, you rolled a 1 on an initiative. Great. I was thinking about like how you could avoid in a system like this that relies on improbability. How you can avoid a situation where you just roll 1, nope, roll 1, nope, roll 1, nope, and you just can't do anything. Like how do you get out of? I did wonder whether or not like a cumulative system would work better. So it's like you gotta
Chris,
roll.
we only just started this one.
No,
Can't
I'm not
go
talking.
on.
I'm not talking about changing this system because bloody hell, you'd need an entire system built around this idea. It's not that's not a quick change. But just the idea of like you need to roll 15 to beat this thing. Oh, I rolled 12. Okay, well, roll to more than 3 next time and you'll hit it. So that way you can sort of like, if something is just a matter of like, you know, if you do this long enough, you'll get it. Then have it cumulative rather than just every time reset. I like thinking about it.
So sort of like those, So a lot of more modern military vessels will have a thing where it tracks where the missile went, and if it didn't hit the target, corrects based off of that. So like you might not hit the first time, but the second time is going to be a better shot.
Yeah. I'll admit, when you said so like, I didn't expect it to go to high-tech military equipment.
I mean, I don't have, like, personal experience with it, I just know it's a thing that exists. Because I understand the math behind some of the things that are working in those systems.
Well, that's today's Tidday being taken care of, I guess.
No, I'm behind. That's the wrong
I
place.
did it.
So did Beth. Well, I'll get a reference.
I did it. I drew lizard tits.
Yeah. And I mean, like, as far as I'm concerned, if you're talking tit as in pectoral muscles, yes, the humanoid lizards would have tits. If you're talking tits as in mammary glands, I have questions.
Depends on the lizard species.
I'm working under the assumption that the milk Geshi likes is cow. Yeah, it's the cow on the bowl.
Yeah.
Look at the cow.
Look at the cow.
Do not devalue the work they put in.
Is what Geshi is thinking of like 99% of the time.
Oh, that does actually bring up a question, though. Are lizards lactose intolerant?
Geshi is.
Geshi isn't.
Well, yeah. Like, Geshi is a fantasy space lizard species.
Yeah.
But, like...
Space milk from Space Coast.
That's
that may
fair.
or may not be blue.
Yeah. Gotta draw Carlo with skeleton. I don't know why he had a cat. He had a cat.
Because so far your RPG characters in my games have pets. Cats, dog, abacus.
Do I have to draw a skillet, Battenberg, and abacus? I never thought about that.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. Small robot that follows you around does potentially fall into pet category.
Yeah. I mean, abacus speaking is limited to the Simon Says duct taped to his face, I believe. So I think that counts as a pet.
Now, here's the question: is it only the RPG characters in your game? Have any of my others had pets?
I don't think so.
A lot of them are the pet.
I don't think Opti did.
A lot of them are the pet.
I mean,
You either are the pet owner or the pet. There's no...
Cuthbert's been dragged around like a pet.
Cuthbert's a pet.
Sal Todd's
Is
like a
a
guide
pet.
dog.
Acton is a goat.
Yeah. Claudio
Acton is the pet of someone else's pet. So Acton is a pet.
pet.
Yeah.
It's Arya's
New
pet.
pets rules.
Acton is Arya's pet.
That makes sense.
Claudio,
else
I
have we
guess,
played?
was like the pet owner of all of the rest of the party.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like in that sort of situation, if it's a party wrangler, that's less of a these are my pets and more like these are my toddlers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you
Right.
might put a baby leash on them, but, like, it's not quite the same thing.
Oh yeah, that's the point. Yeah, in our Daggerfall, whatever it's called. In that one, Cheeb was the one who had the pet.
Yeah.
With Cheeb's character.
I mean,
But also wasn't seen as a
did
pet.
Clover have the pet, or were they the pet? Yeah. Two goats.
You may never know. Goat certainly
May
doesn't.
never know.
Clover rules, i.e. no rule.
I feel like if you asked Clover, they wouldn't understand the question.
No. What's a pet?
Oh, Oh god, Clover and Salton get on like a very confusing house on fire. Neither of them will be able to answer a straight question.
No. That would just be a whole lot of looking at the other party members, cause what? And then before you know it, Clover is biting people, you know, it's...
Oh, we're biting people! Sal joins.
I think Clover and Sal would be a great duo.
This should never
Actually, now that I think about it.
Never happen. Don't let it happen.
I think we should make it happen, honestly. What else do I draw?
Do you have any other RPG characters with? Bear's suggesting Hydra. With milk for Deshi.
Fine, I'll draw a Hydra bot for Bear.
Hydra bot.
And for Chris.
The best fatal flora is Bear. I merely chanted in its favor.
It's helping, yeah. Ooh.
Ooh.
Bite of apple. Piece of skin apparently decided to go down the wrong way.
Oh dear.
I'm good.
Well, that's good because none of us are close enough to do the Heimlich. Oh, yeah. Murderbot being in Tumblr Sexy Man poll and fans trying to vote them out. Or vote it.
See, this is really funny to me because yes, the Murderbot fandom as a whole is like, yeah, this is the most asexual, agender being to ever exist. But also another part of the fandom it would be really funny if it was objectively very attractive. Which I agree. Also, I feel like putting it in a sexy man competition, it's already disqualified on account of the fact of not being one.
The Tumblr. We've got to add that in. The Tumblr sexy.
There's Hydrabot.
Hi, Robot.
Well, yes, but like I said, though,
Excited?
it's not a man.
People were having
Who
fun.
wants milk?
People were having fun with the Tumblr sexy woman poll, pitting Morticia Adams and Miss Piggy up together, up against each other, and people were
Oh.
just like they wouldn't compete. I mean, they would compete. They would be happy for each other.
I saw something about that, and they said, the random Tumblr users said, like, they both wouldn't, like, compete about it or whatever. But also, if Morticia won, if Miss Piggy won, Morticia would be good for you. But if Morticia won, Miss Piggy would be trying to kill her, and Morticia would be, yeah, good. Good job. I love that.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like in either situation, Morticia feels like, yes, good friend.
Mm-hmm.
Got to appreciate the passion. Oh, Carlo,
This is
doing
such
a
a
good
funny image. Just Carlo and Geshi. And they're about to dance the tango.
I don't think either of them know how to do that.
Absolutely not.
Oh, yeah, Freyman's there. Freyman's dancing the tango.
Freeman.
Freyman feasts.
Murderbot being unwillingly included in a mortifying fan poll sounds like something that would happen to Murderbot. Yeah, see, exactly. Exactly. Which is why I'm of the opinion that Murderbot is objectively attractive, and all of its humans know it, and none of them want to be the one to break the news, except for maybe Garothan, because he would find it funny.
Yeah, I don't think either Gashi or Carlo would know how to dance the tango. They're both being coached from the sidelines.
Bye.
Pride and Rue. Respectively.
Oh,
it's
no.
a mess.
I mean, I'm just imagining them having those little earpieces in, getting coached live on stream, as it were.
Yes, that is correct, but also Pride and Rue are very different kind of people.
Who's...
So I don't think, like, even if they don't think, like, their guidelines for dancing would match up.
Oh
there
no,
a-
it's going to be a giant shit show, and that's what makes it funnier.
Is there a lead in tango?
Probably, yeah.
Okay,
In tango, yeah, technically.
Who's supposed to be leading and who is being instructed to lead? These are two different questions.
um...
Okay, I think Freyman's... Feel free to refresh if you're behind. Apologies for the lag. Right.
Yeah.
Do it.
Feel like Carlos probably supposed to lead, and Brad tells him to lead, but Geshi is leading. Because Rue tells him to.
Yeah, I think regardless of what part of the dance Durgesh is in, Durgesh is definitely the one that is leading around, if only because I think only one of them has their feet on the floor the entire time.
Oh yeah, Geshi is like 7 feet tall. That might be a slight issue.
I mean, I've seen dance partners where, like, the lead is the shorter of the two, but I feel like Durgeshi would also just, like, not know how to do that and would just, like, pick up, swing around.
Yes. Carlos' feet no longer on the ground.
And it's a little hard to lead a dance if you are flying through the air.
Just a little.
But yeah, draw that.
Yeah, just throw that, sure, whatever.
Yeah, just real simple. I'm looking up reference.
Oh no, Hydrobot's gonna trip over the bucket of hearts.
Oh no! And then they're gonna go spin and then splat milk everywhere.
Milk everywhere. Pluto's not getting his milk. Where'd your guy go, Bear?
Yeah.
Where's the map? Where's the abs? Where'd they go? Oh, for slow
Slow.
90. Much more important, yes.
Hmm.
Oh,
This
wait,
might know.
stupid fucking keyboard.
Finding references. Oh,
Yep.
Let's watch this go badly. No. Gonna watch it go real good. Which is not a pressure thing, just I believe.
I believe in Sloan.
I'm Bear in slow.
I mean, I also believe in Bear, but I always believe in Bear. I have to specifically believe in Sloan.
I feel like believing that Sloane is capable of something is just a thing you have to do for the sake of survival. Like, for practical purposes, just assume that Sloane would be willing to do that.
I think that really depends on the thing. Don't doubt her. Well, too bad. I am unfortunately still Dutch, which means that sometimes I'm a bit too honest, and I don't believe in Sloan.
Oh, that's fair. Also, do not apologize for being. And also, do not apologize for being blunt, because it's usually err on the side of Sloan. So if you're not on the side of the Sloan, that's not erring.
I don't even know what. That would go horribly, I think, Sloan in the Netherlands.
Blamsh.
All of them going, ah, she's bluffing. I don't think it's not that I think she's bluffing in any way. It's just that Dutch people are horribly blunt. No, Bear. It's much jam later, and then a Dutch guy going, well, it could be worse. But a flash would
Yeah.
listen. The thing about
I mean, you know,
Dutch
it's no,
people you gotta understand is that it could always be worse.
yeah, there's no flood.
Doesn't matter what the worst thing is. It could be better, could be worse, honestly.
You'll be pleased to know I am still looking for reference. I have not stopped this entire time.
See, now I'm just thinking the Black Knight from the Mighty Python. It's only a flesh wound.
Sloan
I've had
versus
worse.
the Black Knight.
Bite your ankles off.
There you go, Bear, there's a mini comic. Sloan
Yeah,
versus the Black Knight.
Listen, just take a paracetamol, you'll feel better soon.
Research trip. Well, if a pattern's a pattern, next. Why are so many reference photos really weird? It's just can I just have a reference to this person sitting down rather than like lunging a spear?
Oh, that's too much to ask, I think.
Oh, no, I need to know with the bot. 1 second. Righto, bot be gone.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know enough about Sloan to say if she'd like the Netherlands or not. There's not a lot of space to run for her. She just likes running.
Yeah, but you
She
could
likes running, there's not a lot of space to run. You
You
don't
could
have
wa-
hills.
But you could watch people running away for a while and still catch up.
Yeah. Like, we don't have hills and we don't have, like, very, very large forests. It's not really a thing here. Yeah. I'll read it for you and I'll go inaccurate. Sloan would still be able to see the person running away for at least another hour.
Yeah, I guess the next question is Sloan meeting the local humans or the local cryptids?
Not sure what we have in terms of cryptids.
Well, there you go. There's a thing to look up.
Dutch legendary creatures. Pig-faced woman. What?
Never heard of that.
Legend.
No.
Yeah.
Never once in my life heard of that.
Legends featuring pig-faced women originated roughly simultaneously in the Netherlands, England, and France in the late 1630s. The stories.
I love that after that it says these stories became particularly popular in England and later in Ireland. And that it just starts talking about the story in Ireland. Like, what? I'm not sure this is a Dutch story.
Ihi kabuta. Heavy unicorn mythology. I would imagine there are quite a lot of things that warn you about being pulled into the water. That feels like a Dutch thing.
No, we can swim.
I can't be drowned. I just swim out.
Yeah, kabouter is something I'm presume from here. It's like gnomes, basically.
Yeah, Kabouter, gnome-like creature in Dutch folklore.
I mean, we...
Who have
Do
a
we-
king, apparently.
I mean... Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Well, yeah, but the fact that there's, like, a specific guy with a name that we can point at and say, this is the king of the gnomes.
Oh, oh, right. I thought you meant in the Netherlands. Well, we got a king, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I know that, but, like, I'm not looking at, like, actual things about actual people in the Netherlands. I'm looking at folklore stuff.
I mean, if you don't mind your folklore being a bit, animatronic in nature, there's this place called the Efteling.
Yeah, true.
You shall take Bear to the Efteling. And they will learn the song of your people.
No, that's not cryptids. That's just...
Oh,
You sure?
okay, never mind. Apparently, very famously, there is a story of the gnome king getting shot by a hunter and dying, so I guess the gnomes don't have this particular king anymore.
Oh, but there you go.
That makes sense.
Okay, apparently he died, they buried him, and then all the gnomes just sort of fucked off and left the Champagne area.
Mm-hmm.
Right, okay. See, I was about to say, now imagine Sloane showing up and just pissing off some random gnome and it turns out they're a king, but apparently this particular king isn't around anymore, so...
Might have already happened.
This one's listed under Dutch, but it looks like it's more Germany and Belgium.
I mean, we are also in between Germany and Belgium, so there's a lot of crossover over there.
So we've got...
I say this specifically to where I live, which, before we became the Netherlands was just all part of, like, a duchy, basically, which went into Belgium and also Germany. Current day Belgium and Germany, so... Lots of overlap over here.
We've got a ghostly wild huntsman. Who apparently travels through the Netherlands to get back and forth between Belgium and Germany.
Oh, I read about that in, well, not about this, but just in my book on Norse mythology, like, in a lot of, like, Central European stuff, there is stuff about, like, lots of interconnected stories about the eternal hunt, so we'll probably be part of something like that. And that's a lot of...
This one, the art being used to represent it is unfortunate. Oh boy.
Which one?
Swati
Okay, that one's questionable to call a legendary mythical creature.
Yeah, well, I'm reading the rest of that. It's like, yeah, no, this doesn't count. But also, like, the art that's being represented, it's like, yeah, nope, nope, we're not gonna...
No, that's definitely not one where you should look at early history. It's getting better now, but...
I think I can guess by the name a little.
Yeah, This is...
No, we've done that controversy. We're over it.
Yeah, no, I'm not. This is... Yeah. This is very much a, oh, well, that existed. We're going to just shove that in the bin now. We don't need that anymore.
I mean, like, we still have a variant of it. It's just that we, you know...
Don't use the blackface?
Yeah! Exactly.
Every now and then, and I sort of listen to the conversation that's happening, and I'm like, you know, where can I find like a good stream title when I put the VOD up on YouTube? Not using that.
Fair.
But my brain did suggest it. My brain went, that's a snappy, but no. Not calling the VOD, don't use the blackface.
The bits of even are cool. I like those. I've heard of those before, because they're in part of a story in the Efteling. That sounds bad, but it's they're in actual folk tales that I've heard.
I always love a good wise woman living out in the sticks.
Yeah. I mean, they're
Or
also
in the
like
cold,
spirits, so... There are spirits that might be helpful and probably won't be.
Classic.
I mean, that's sort of how it goes with these sorts of things. Like, they might be helpful. Assume they won't be.
Yeah.
Read the fine print of every single deal.
Yeah.
And assume the trees might be walking.
Yeah, they're kind of like ghost witches kind of thing.
Ghost. You say as if that's a perfectly ordinary thing to say.
Exactly.
I mean, seems reasonable to me. But yeah, this definitely feels like the type of thing where it's like, okay, if you talk to them and they start giving prophecies, assume that cesarean sections exist.
It's always the
Use that to give
cesareans.
context for whatever there's. Well, because that's the thing in Hamlet, right? It's like, oh, here's the prophecies about how awesome you're going to be, and how no one is going to be able to defeat you. And it's like, actually, the phrasing was.
It's always in the phrasing. So they get you. The riddle in disguise. Hubris.
Which now also reminds me of a thing that popped up on Tumblr a couple weeks back, where someone was like, yeah, I've got 2 kids, but the older one's adopted, so my firstborn is the youngest child. And it's like, these children are going to screw up so many Fey deals.
Hey, Kikero. Found a reference that I didn't need.
Oh, lindworms. Yeah, I guess lindworms are in sort of that area.
Yeah, I guess geographically it makes sense. You know, those classic lindworms.
Well, like, I recognize them more from, like, Swedish folklore, but, like, Sweden is also sort of right there, so...
Yeah. Yeah, again, we have a lot that's just, like, stuff from the, from, like, other, like, Central Europe, West European countries. From Norse myths, from, like, French myths, from, like, all sorts of stuff.
I mean, people travel. It's relatively easy to travel when there's just land.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, if you could, if especially with your with your country being fairly flat, it's like, well, if there's nothing like stopping us from walking over here, why not just walk over here?
Yeah,
I
if you want
mean, like, for a large portion, at least the western part of the country, for a large portion of it, it was like swamp. So, that probably might have also, like,
Yeah, that
used
might
some
be a problem.
stuff.
I do like the idea that you could get a message from one side of the Netherlands to the other just with, like, one relay of semaphore.
Yeah, basically.
Is it large enough for the curvature of the Earth to start being a problem?
An interesting question.
Mm.
Stand on one, like the furthest 2 points of the Netherlands. Like how much is the curvature of the Earth? Or the dip? Like how tall do you have to be to be seen by someone on the other side of the Netherlands? But then you got to take into account like the atmospheric stuff, sort of bends the light.
So what you're telling me is that there are lots of reasons for Sloane to go to the Netherlands. I mean, no one's stopping you.
No.
There is a lot of interesting folklore out there.
Mm-hmm.
I hesitate to go off on some of the stuff that's local here on account of the fact that, like, it's not mine.
I mean, I'm still looking for things that are like specifically Dutch when it comes to like legends and stuff.
There's a tree that curses you by vibrating your feet.
That's not the tree, that's the Troll King, obviously.
Sure. Oh, that's why you were so good at killing it. You already met him.
Yeah.
Langwapper. Legendary giant and trickster. Born out of a giant red cabbage.
Who doesn't have a myth
Well,
about people being born out of cabbage?
Yeah.
yeah, it's like the farmer found a red cabbage that was so big it would not fit in a cauldron, and feeling inside the vegetable, they found a baby.
Good thing it didn't fit.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently he could shrink and grow to be either very tall or child size. So interesting. But this is Flemish, so that's
Not quite.
Yeah,
yeah,
almost.
that's also Belgium area. So I just found it very funny where it's like, oh, it's a giant man that was born in the cabbage patch. It's like, what?
Oh, that's crazy mix.
I mean, I know, like, finding a child in the Cabbage Patch is, like, a phrase, but, like, I don't think I'd ever really seen an actual story where it's like, no, there's, like, not a particular story I can point at and say, hey, here's a child in a Cabbage Patch.
And that will just happen.
Dutch fairy tales for young folks. Why the stork loves Holland. The farm that ran away and came back. What?
Take that, Baba Yaga. This entire farm's moving. Bear needs to hear that one, apparently.
See if I can find it. Of course, the question then becomes, I'm sure there are multiple versions of this because it looks like this is one that was oral tradition first.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you know, not written in English initially, so.
How dare.
Oh, there's also water wolves.
Ooh, water wolves.
Yeah, friends for Sloan.
Oh boy.
No, I missed the obvious
Gonna
joke.
smell like wet dog.
Water wolves? What, the kind of wild dogs go out.
They're like, yeah, an example of the animalization of the rough waves of the sea.
Oh. That's kind of neat.
What you miss?
Hey, Chuck.
I found a Dutch folk tale about a farm that ran away and came back.
Yeah, I don't see what your issue is with that.
I'll just link this version that I've found in Discord.
Good work on that farm for return. Yeah. Found the runaway and came back, except for that one hut. That's where it came from. The origin story.
Oh, fun. I love that it's published in New York.
What?
The book. The book that's in. Published
Yeah, I
in
mean,
1918 in New York.
that just means that someone collected it into a book for publishing.
True, but still.
Also, this is clearly English translation of it, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I found as far as the text of it is concerned.
Yeah. Also love how you can see, like... It's very interesting, because my immediate... When I looked at the other stories, my eyes were immediately drawn to the Oni on his travels. You know, the classic Dutch creature of the Oni.
Yeah, that one also confuses me.
It's because we had a law, like, for a while we were the only country allowed in Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
They had, like, a Dutch enclave on one of the Japanese islands. So only we could go there and travel trade there. Until until the Americans, I believe, opened up Japan for everyone else.
Which leads to one of my absolute favorite facts about Japan, which is the ancient art of Japanese printmaking, with carving wood blocks and adding pigment, putting paper on top, rubbing it, all that sort of stuff. That was invented after, I think it was Rembrandt, was using Japanese paper to print in the Netherlands. Rembrandt was printing on Japanese paper before the Japanese invented printing. It's just one of my favorite weird historical facts. He was doing oils and stuff. It was a different sort of medium, but
Yeah.
That's
you like the paper.
really funny.
But yeah, it was during, like, Japan's big period of isolation. Yeah, the Dutch enclave on... God, I've forgotten what the island is called. But it's, like, really interesting, because I've been to, like, an exhibition of, like, stuff from, like, that was made there and such, and it's, like, very much just, like, in, like, Japanese art styles, you see, like, a Dutch landscape and such, and it's really weird. It feels really weird, but it is really cool. And, like Japanese art, but with, like, like Dutch techniques and, like specific Dutch styles and such, and mixes of building and such. So that the Dutch and Japanese folklore and mixing, apparently.
I mean,
The cryptids can travel on
I
boat.
think this is going to give you an excuse to have Sloane go to the Netherlands, and then there's just randomly a Japanese cryptid there.
Yeah.
Who's just
Heck yeah.
born and raised there. Which I think is really funny.
Is just still there from from when it was in from when the exchange was happening.
It's a foreign exchange cryptid.
Foreign exchange cryptid. I mean, yeah. Like, if you want... I'm saying this like you are actually going to write this.
Oh yeah.
But... yeah. But, yeah, if you, like, end up... if you want to, like, get more influences, even more than just already what, like, Central and Northern Europe can give you. Also, remember the Netherlands have colonies. And we have a big immigration pool, like, immigration wave happened in the 60s, so, you know, stuff happened there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that would
Yeah,
be
I'm just
fun.
imagining a bunch of, like, Indian cryptids also just running around in...
Yeah, for the Netherlands it'd be Indonesian. Our colony was in Indonesia.
We had a big influx from the Caribbean. So that
Yeah,
would be
Caribbean also as well. There's still a couple islands there that are part of the Dutch kingdom. Like, legally speaking. We had Suriname before we we bought Suriname from the English. In return for New York City.
It was once New Amsterdam.
It was once New Amsterdam.
Why'd they change it? I can't think.
I don't think it rolls quite so well off the tongue.
No. I wouldn't say it. I can't say. That's not a natural sentence. People just liked it better.
Yeah.
So take me to Constantinople.
In the 60s, at least where I live, we had a lot of Turkish immigrants, and also in other parts of the country, Moroccan immigrants from like the big immigrant wave in the 60s. So, yeah. Pick my brain whenever you want. People just liked it better that way. Yeah.
People just liked it better that way.
I mean, I think the biggest part is that Dutch people like sugar. That song that's stuck in your head.
It's a good
Fair. Yes. That will happen.
Okay, I'll declare this today. Ooh. No. Cute.
So cute. Sloan is so affectionate.
Yeah.
He's getting puppy kisses.
Yeah.
Her
Favorite.
favorite toy.
Yeah, absolutely did it. Yeah, do you remember when you said you wouldn't know it? You were wrong. The only thing you need to practice in is confidence in yourself. Which, let's face it, is a tough. But we believe in you. You are perfectly welcome to just point to that already existing dialogue as your response.
Mm.
Let's finish this trip. Feel like. Any more draws? Any quick draws? Quick draw.
Quick draw.
Quick draw. I've done my today.
Looks great.
In case anyone's wondering, that's pros.
Oh. That's why I didn't recognize him.
Because it's a character I've drawn like twice.
Yeah.
Drawn enough of the boyfriends. Let's start drawing the girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
Girlfriend. I'll draw a cat looking up.
Shark holding a chainsaw. Fine, I'll draw down.
Oh, okay. Shark cleaning jam, mopping a painting. Everyone loves your mopping of paintings. They're very enthusiastic. Shark upset because knocked over the bucket again. I think we only had 2 this time, so
I feel
Unless-
like that needs to be a power that you can get instead of the not leaving footprints.
a weighted bucket.
Bucket does not knock over.
Just hollow out a weeble. Oh, they're up to mischief. Oh, they're up to mischief. Keep missing the streams. You and Bad watch through together. Watch along. Varim. It's also nice that it looks like Rose. Like that shark got a chainsaw.
Perfect.
I mean, seems perfectly normal to me. Do sharks not have chainsaws where you live?
Yeah. So normal. New
Might do.
cryptid. Shark with chainsaw.
Classic. Classic. cryptid.
Classic.
Yeah, that's an Australian cryptid, yeah.
I feel like talking about cryptids in Australia is... You don't have to do much, because, like, you just walk outside, and you don't even have to start telling stories, you'll just find a cryptid. Like, the animals there are just insane.
They've had plenty of time to mull over their ideas of how to surprise humans when they get there.
Here's the large rodent that can box you in the face.
There's the dilemma around thing. Why would you go in the water in Australia? It's full of everything there wants to kill you. Sharks, jellyfish, swimming knives, they're all in.
The Great Australian Cryptid Drop Bears.
Well, they did drop a bear on us.
I mean,
and I'm very
legitimately, that's
grateful.
the only one where, like, no, that's actually fake. Like, and I don't even know why they need that story. Like, you could just tell stories about the regular old animals there.
What's the fun in that, though?
Like, oh yeah, swooping season is a thing. Everyone's just going to be wearing helmets or buckets when they're walking outside because they're going to get attacked by parrots otherwise.
Speaking of bucket.
Yeah, that's the game.
It's a great bucket. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
It'll never not be hilarious.
That is true.
I'm glad I have a good internal faculty for remembering sounds, because I can hear that perfectly in your voice in my head. It's very sad. You say it well. Also, is this shark with a chainsaw going after
What's
feel
Sloan
like
gonna
if it
do
is
about a
just
shark
going
with a chainsaw?
Like, that's going to end badly.
For whom? Yeah.
Sloan is not invincible. The
The crime
crime
scene queen better make one.
We gotta earn that money.
might end badly for the shark. Depends on where a shark is fighting Sloan. In the water, I don't think Sloan's gonna win. Yeah.
It's something for the epitaph, isn't it?
Died to shark with a chainsaw. For my daughter, she has the symptoms ill.
There's not the symptoms illness.
The illness.
My illness. Yeah, at least they have symptoms.
Maybe she'll turn into a fish, like we call the sea. Call the sea?
And you won't realise that's happened, and she'll be in the bucket, and then you'll knock over the bucket, and she dies.
And it's just suddenly, oh no.
Horrible
my
way to
fish.
go. I thought this job would save my daughter, but no. It was what killed her.
And then
Bars
the ending
barricaded
is that
from the
he
inside.
does a monologue in his office where there's just a massive painting of himself.
Yeah, that one got me a bit. Like, I don't know why that was there.
Hang on.
I feel like even if it was a painting with him in it, it would have made more sense if it was a painting of the two of them.
Yeah, no, that one would have made sense. But just the painting of himself. Just having this whole, like, monologue about his wife. And then just looking at this massive painting above his desk that's just him. Like, wow, you loved your wife for sure, uh-huh.
Is this? I'm gonna put it in Discord. Discord said it's.
So you always gotta ask, like, sure, your husband might have injected himself with the black ooze to potentially save your life, but is there just a massive painting of himself in his office? Or does he have one of the two of you?
If there are
There he is,
mice, that
Captain
means there
Margarita.
must be an exit somewhere. Follow the mice.
Follow the mic. There were mice in the cleaning thing. They were conspiring with the ghost.
I mean, the fun thing is, I think based off of the shape, I think all of those mice are supposed to be catnip mice, or at least they're the
Yeah.
same shape that catnip mice usually are. So,
Which is why I was running on the ceiling. There are bloody loads of them.
yeah, it's the cat is very high. So high it's on the ceiling.
Yeah, good try, Kira. Oh, the guy should be wearing gloves.
Like, at them.
Mm. But then you don't get the claws.
I mean, the two are not
Like
mutually
girl's gloves.
exclusive.
Okay.
You can
Or
have gloves
gloves.
claws are poking through.
Oh.
Ooh, yes. Fingerless.
Yeah, sorry, I just tabbed over the picture of Diana. Like, gloves.
I mean, Turgesh can also be dressing nice. Yeah, she is up for it, Nathan.
The Gesh can dress however you. But also, yes, it was. I can't remember why I have it written down, but the Gesh in Diana's dress was my post-it note for this week's doodles.
I think it's because Dark posted the chunky lizard from War Tales during a Hitman stream.
Why did
And
we
then
then?
someone chunky lizard in the Diana's dress, and then you went to Gashi in Diana's dress.
Look, if someone says chunky lizard, I think of the Gesh. That's not. I don't think that's wrong.
You're not wrong about that. Gashi is a chunky lizard.
Yeah.
And he can wear a dress.
Yee. Unlike
If
47.
Rue asks him to.
Of course, Rue has that.
Rue has that kind of power.
Rue wanted to organise this
Rue-
tango, and it's gonna happen,
teeny
gosh darn it.
Rue is his teeny tiny little big sister.
No.
Therefore, he must do anything she says.
I like the progression of the drawing that it did from Cat 47 to these two doofuses up to Rose. It's like stylistic jumps.
I mean, yeah, same.
Neat. What do you mean? The Doctor to Bathman ratio. And Dagesh.
Dr.
It's
Ratio,
basically
yes,
the same.
good job.
I was trying to come up with a bath pun for ratio, I couldn't think of ratio.
No, it's about the bath specifically.
Yeah.
It's because when he got introduced to the game, he was introduced by a whole little short where he was taking a bath. And nobody has let that go since, and I'm all for it.
Apparently they made a whole song about it.
Yeah. And it's a bop. Chib is yawning. Don't base anything on me yawning. I yawn the entire fucking day.
The important thing to bear in mind is that I'm very good at stifling. You have no idea how often Anyway, I
I'm
hope you-
not good at stifling yawns. It's well, according to the yoga instructor, it's because if you can relax a certain part of your brain, you'll yawn a lot. So I guess I'm doing that.
You're relaxing.
It's relaxing being with friends, and then suddenly I start yawning. And people assume I'm tired. I'm not tired.
Tired of yawning?
Yeah, but that's a different matter. I'm happily relaxing with friends. Friends.
Yeah, I've mostly spent this time, one, looking up Dutch folktales, and two, grading things.
Yeah. Because apparently Sloan is coming to the Netherlands. For reasons.
For the reasons of ghost witches
Yeah.
and seawolves.
Sometimes you just gotta chill out with some ghost witches. That
Seems
might
to be
curse you
me.
or might not, who knows?
That's their prerogative. You get involved with ghost witches and
Yeah.
don't expect to be cursed, that's on you.
Yeah. Probably already been.
Yay,
What,
prequel.
cursed by ghost witches or to the Netherlands? Or both.
Oh?
Both.
Hell yeah. But yeah, probably time to end the stream.
Indeed. We can do that. Well, they're goods. There were goods. There's the good, amazing foreshortened pose up there by Cat. There's big old friend Dagesh and little not friend Dr. Ratio. Seems standoffish. I don't know if he's a friend.
Call him a friend. I would call him a plethora of different names.
Many things. There's bestest
Mostly
of friends.
bitch.
Yeah, but that doesn't narrow down how you feel. Is the issue?
No, it's because I'm very on the fence on Dr. Ratio because I like him a lot, but also he's horrid.
I mean,
and I want him to shut the fuck up.
Those two things are not mutually exclusive.
No, exactly, but like usually when I see a trash man, I go, yes, I love him, and with Dr. Ratio, it's a little bit more like, I don't know if I love him or if I hate him, I just want him to shut the fuck up.
Well, speaking of that, let's do that. Curse Woo.
Yeah, let's not get back into Honkai. I've already explained that, and I don't think anyone gets it.
Well, that's fun. But yeah, thank you for coming along. You like him till he opens his mouth. You like him till he takes off his mask. But yeah, hope you all had a nice, lovely time. Stream will return on Tuesday. Maybe not with a morning stream. I might just chill out in Discord for a little while instead of doing morning streams. Because all I have to do with the height chart is colouring. Doesn't seem that interesting. But yeah, back with Himin. Final level of Himin. Ever. Because there's no more games. I can tell you're all very excited. But Himin. To conclude the story. Yeah. That and other stuff. And thing. Thank you very much for being here. Thanks for doodling. Very, very nice doodle. Sorry, I keep staring at the shapes and there's bit. Pete. Thank you for stream. Thank you. Thank you for stream. You're part of it. Yes. Hope everybody has a lovely week to come. Yeah. And I'll see you all around. Bye 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 bye.
Bye.
Bye.